Good morning, everybody. I had a very confusing evening last night. So I got back from my lovely, skyscraper restaurant thing, my lovely walk around the park, and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna play for a bit of 3DS. And before I get the 3DS, I'm just like, okay, let's check for everything on my phone. Apparently, I was just so exhausted or bored or something that I just fell asleep, and I woke up the next day at like 4 a.m. and it's like, that entire night's just gone. Oh, that's very, very weird. So yeah, I just slept for 8 hours without even realizing it, and it's probably because I only slept for 2 hours last night and then had to do a bunch of traveling, and I was just so exhausted and didn't even realize it. But yeah, it was very, very weird to just wake up, and then I went to sleep some more, and it's now like 6:30. I took a shower just because I felt really, really strange, and now I'm gonna go eat some breakfast because there's breakfast at the hotel. Also, I was gonna point at something, but I realized I'm recording with this phone. My charger I brought with me. So if you don't know, in the UK and the EU they use different plugs. So I've got myself a converter. On this side it's the UK. On this side it's the EU. It's magic how that works. Wait, what does it say? Travel adapter. Yeah, so it's for some reason I don't know what's wrong here because I haven't actually used this in a while. But I have myself a a UK plug to USB. And then I have myself an EU to UK plug. I put the whole thing together and it just didn't work. So I now have to go ahead and, go to electronics store because I put my phone on power safe mode, grayscale screen, everything it can do to save power with 80% last night as I'm going to sleep at 8 p.m. or something. And then I wake up and it's 6 a.m. and 5% battery left. 75% when while I was sleeping. I have no idea what went wrong there. I think it must be one of these batteries is faulty because what I do, if you're wondering how I've been surviving this long without a charger, I bring spare batteries with me. The S5 has interchangeable batteries, so I turn off the phone, flip one in, 100% again. So yeah, I have 3 batteries. I thought that would be enough for 2 days, but apparently one was just for while I was sleeping that night. So I can't turn off my phone tomorrow because I have to set an alarm to get the flight back. But yeah, that's a learning experience. Like I said, I'm gonna go eat breakfast, go to an electronics store, and today I'm gonna go probably do more, I want to say touristy things, because yesterday I just went to, I don't know, like the biggest shopping district to see, I don't know, I like getting a feel for, like I said, I've probably said that word a lot, but it's interesting to understand a culture more than just be like, oh, this is the thing where all the other tourists are. Although I do like that stuff too. So we're gonna go do that. There's a big old castle I want to see. There's another thing too, but I've zoned out and forgotten it while I was asleep. So there are a couple of touristy things. The big one's the big castle, because it's a city centre with just a big castle like raised off of everything there. That's going to be an interesting view. So yeah, I'm going to go do that and eat breakfast. I'll see you later today probably. Or maybe I won't. I probably will. So yeah, this is a very long travel vlog. I just realised I've got like 5 10-minute segments, 5 3-minute segments. So maybe that's good. Well, like I said, I'm just doing this as the first draft, and then the next time, which is gonna be in a week, we'll do something better. So okay, so now it is something a bit more like 8:30, 9, something like that local time. It's been a couple of hours, and yeah, basically I'm going to the castle. It actually doesn't open for like 10 more minutes. But yeah, so you can either like pay something like €2 and you go straight from the city centre for like a magic tower thing right up, or they said, oh, you can just walk around the place and then do like a 10 to 15 minute steep uphill walk. Look how steep this kind of thing is. And I was like, well, that is the road less travelled, and probably, I don't know, I save a whole €2, so that's like £1.30 or something. So that'll pay for a coffee or something like that. So no, in all seriousness, I thought it'd be cool to, because this is, like I said, this is literally the centre of the city, but it's this big greenery place, and it's a really interesting contrast. It's a really interesting contrast. So yeah, just as a fun little anecdote, while I was looking for like places around the place, like the day before I left, there's this big hill away from the city, because this whole city is surrounded by mountains, which is, well, not mountains, but like big hilly areas, I guess, which is kind of cool by itself. But as I was looking around that stuff, one of the hills is only about, it's reasonably close to get to. You can get there by bus and then climb it if you want to. But it said, and I don't know if it was just joking, it's actually a little bit of effort to climb this hill. I don't know if it was joking or not, but it's like, beware of bears though. And I'm like, being killed by a bear feels like one of the worst deaths for me. Like, if it was just like a 1% chance you die, that feels like a cool risk. But death by bear, I don't know, I feel like that's a pretty cruel punishment. So I'm not gonna get killed by a bear. I'm gonna go to the hill that's in the center. It's gonna take me 20 minutes, and I think I found a faster path on my right. But it's yeah, road less traveled is the road more ventured, less ventured. There's words that explain the situation. But yeah, just a quick update on what I'm doing. And yeah, it's kind of exhausting. So I'll probably do some form of view thing from up there because it's meant to have an amazing view and an amazing historical blah 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 blah. The Romans invaded us or something. So let's go see that. I get a view like this, and I'm not even at the top yet. It's been a serious climb. Like I've been going for like 10 minutes. But yeah, this is the view I've got so far. I'm looking forward to it at the top. I'll just prove the point earlier. I zoom in there. You can see the big hills I'm talking about. They surround the city. I don't know if that's normal or if you can just see it because it's a reasonably flat place. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Also, do you see what I mean by like it looks like a normal place, but like all the roofs are like palette swapped to orange and like the buildings are white and stuff? I don't know, I just thought that was interesting. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep on going. I just thought this was cool and worth sharing. So I just explored the castle, learned about Slovenian history, and also got a cool view again. I'll show off. I like views personally. Maybe you don't. In which case, I'm probably gonna irk you because I like it a lot. But yeah, just over here, I think it's really cool that if you look at a lot of the graffiti there, you can see it's some. I don't even know if that's like that's not Slovenian on the sign. That's some weird characters with a dude running. But like, there's some graffiti on there that says "Don't cross." Wait, can you even read that? There you go. It says "Don't cross." I think like all the graffiti I've seen here. Maybe it's just, you know, maybe it's deliberate graffiti that's designed to, I don't know, do this, but all the graffiti I've actually seen here has all been, it's all been like, you know, like kind of helpful or profound stuff. Like, I saw one on the wall that was like, the only thing you need to learn in life is to love and be loved. And it's like, why would you graffiti it? Like, I don't know. I think it's cool, or maybe everyone here is just cool. Or maybe that's the trick. But either way, something I did notice, because I saw the first Chinese people the entire time I've been here while I was up at the top of the tower, you know, being normal Chinese tourists, but in Slovenia. But yeah, so I noticed yesterday, because I was on the bus, and I was like, I wonder if there are any other tourists on this bus. And I looked around, I'm like, no. And I was like, actually, looking around here, every single person is white, like out of 100 people. And even if you go to a country like Sweden, where you think, oh, Nordic country, everyone's white, no. Bunch of, you know, I guess immigrants from some time where, you know, like it's a decent diversity. The entire time, I must have seen maybe not tens of thousands, like maybe 10,000 total people. Not a single one's coloured in any way. And I just thought that was interesting. Maybe that makes me racist for noticing. Maybe, you know, maybe they just, no one wants to come here for some reason. But yeah, that's interesting. So I'm actually just heading back down the hill to get out of this place. There's actually a faster way, but the hill is so much steeper. But apparently it'll only take me about 15 minutes. And like, even if I wanted to go down the thing on the way back, it cost €2 again, which, by the way, I spent €2 on water, so that's my money gone, because I got thirsty on the walk, which is kind of ironic. But two, yeah, I figured if it's going to be 10 minutes anyway, might as well just walk it, and I don't know, you can vlog on the walk, can't you? Although maybe the view would have been cooler on the way. Oh, well, I don't know. Well, either way, it's a very, very steep hill. I've walked that far, plus just while we've been, actually that was just one little rung of this thing, and yeah, I just thought that was something worth mentioning. I'm ahead over to an electronics store. I think I passed it yesterday, so that's gonna be fun. It's like a 40-minute walk away. I'm probably gonna get the bus then. It's only like €1.20, so I'd never even feel bad about that. And yeah, gotta go get a charger, because otherwise, like, I literally cannot get on that plane without my phone tomorrow, and I can't wake up for the plane without my phone. Basically, I'm stranded here without my phone, so I need to get a charger, and it needs to work. So I guess I'm gonna get screwed by an electronics store, but that's fine. That's fine. It's better than being stuck. Anyway, yeah, this was a nice little walk down. I'm about halfway down the mountain now, actually, so I guess that works quite well. I saw some really cool stories while I was in there, actually. I'll quickly just go over them. Basically, it used to be a like a bunch of different things, and at one point, while it was still a castle, like where the, you know, local like lord or whatever would reside, they actually had a big gunpowder room, and the gunpowder room, like, for some reason they stored it in like a chimney kind of room, so like lightning got in there once and it blew the door off the thing, and the door went 4 kilometers away, which I don't know, that kind of blew my mind a little bit. Like 4 kilometers, that's how much gunpowder, or they call it English salt or something, but that's how much gunpowder was in one place, which, again, it's just kind of mind-blowing. So yeah, that's that. I'm gonna move on with my day. I hope you enjoy these little updates. We'll see what it makes when it's a video, why won't we? Okay, so I have finished my quest of trying to charge my phone because otherwise I could not get to the airport. That's all done and good. That my life is now significantly less stressful. However, one quick little complaint, I guess, is that as I plug it into the wall, it turns out, because I bought one of these as well, it turns out all it was that was faulty was my micro USB cable, and even though it worked the last time I used it, at some point between now and then, now and then, it had stopped working. It is like really damaged. You might have seen it in the video, but apparently that was the fault. So I bought myself like a €13. That's a lot of money for just something to plug USB into the wall, and I don't really need it. But it now means when I go to European countries, because if you don't, like, as I said, they have separate power things. I now have like one for USB stuff and one for, charging, I don't know, like a DS or something. So I can charge two things at once in foreign countries. It just cost me 20 something euros total. So yeah, also, but the cable I got, it's apparently non-tangle because it's like a little bit thicker, and it hasn't tangled yet. So but anyway, that's another point I wanted to make. So while we're in this vlog anyway, because as I come out, because I had cake for lunch, because I'm a really responsible adult and I don't understand how to do life. But yeah, there was an Austrian coffee shop, and I'm like, well, that's close enough to Slovenian that I don't know. But I'm doing life in easy mode today. Yesterday was hard mode. Today is going to be easy mode. So yeah, I had cake for lunch because, again, responsible adult. But after that, as I'm about to head to the bus back, I decide there's a place. It's called something like the roll bar, or and then there's like something that seems Slovenian underneath that has the word go-kart in it. And I'm like, it's probably just a coincidence that they have a word that's like go-kart, but let's go inside. So I went inside the go-kart roll bar or whatever it was, and it's just a bar at first, and I'm like, okay then. But then there's like underneath the bar, a go-kart track, and it's like, okay then, you've caught my interest. And as I decided to just, give it a run, see what it's, just, go for a quick go-kart run by myself. And basically, I'm going around the track and I'm just like, okay, yeah, they're probably two separate entities. It's a coincidence that there's two separate things. So I asked the guy, I'm like, so is the bar and the go-kart place the same thing? Because it does go underneath and literally, like, there are viewing places from the go-kart thing and thing. I'm like, that's just coincidence, right? So he's like, no. So I'm like, so you can grab several drinks with your friends at the bar and then go around the go-kart track a little drunk. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, that is exactly, that's the best idea ever. I don't know why that's not a thing anywhere else. But yeah, drinks and go-kart is an amazing idea. And apparently, it's one they have over here. So points 1 for Slovenia, 0 for the rest of the world. It's probably somewhere else. But yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. But just something worth sharing. These vlogs get longer and longer, so I'm just going to stop now. So I am back at the hotel for the second night. I don't know why that took me some time. And it's something like 10 p.m. now. So my Ljubljana experience is basically done with, which is kind of sad because tonight, after, I think I did a vlog recently, but I think I went to the Museum of Slovenia, wanted to learn the story. I went on a boat tour, was like, let's do this stuff. And then after that, I was like, let's just get some food now. So I just, I was looking and I was like, oh, I'm so torn between all this stuff. Because there was like an Argentinian place and I don't know, there was a bunch of other cool stuff. And eventually I just decided on this random place because it had a really nice view. And I sat down at the table by myself and a guy comes up to me, right? And the guy, usually when a guy comes up to you, he's a homeless man asking for money. And he just says, can I sit with you? And I say, sure, I figure, let's see what the Slovenian homeless men are like, or something along those lines, no point, I figured let's deal with this, and I'm in a restaurant, I'm safe, blah, 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 blah. So, I sit down, and we have a conversation, and I'm trying to work out where it's leading. I'm like, so, when are you going to ask some money? You're playing the long con here, you're wasting a lot of time on one guy, or like, does he want to stay in my hotel room, because he asked about where I'm staying, but no, basically he was just a nice guy that wanted to have a chat, and that's one of the cool things about Ljubljana, just random dudes having a chat with you. And we spoke from like, I think the boat tour ended at maybe 6, so I was probably eating by about 7, so from like 7 to close to like 10 or 11 now. And it was pretty cool. I spoke about a lot of things. He kind of explained a lot that I couldn't really pick up without this, like that rally yesterday, that was because the opposition leader was he was put in prison while he was still, a member of parliament. And basically, because the statute of limitations ran out before the trial happened, those guys are his supporters. They wanted to be proven guilty, but because the statute of limitations ran out, you can't prove someone guilty or innocent. Sorry, they wanted to be proven innocent, but because there's statute of limitations, he can't be proven innocent. Something really weird like that, and it makes more sense. I'm less terrified of it now. And he also told me that it's actually the safest city in Europe. It has this reputation. You probably thought like, oh, Ljubljana, Slovenia, you're probably gonna stabbed. Nope, it's apparently a super safe city. So that was pretty cool. Just speaking, dude, like spoke about economics, spoke about just a bunch of really cool stuff, and he was just a guy who likes to speak to foreigners, apparently. So, I satisfied someone's little foreigner desire today. So, I was actually thinking about that because he didn't want me to take a picture of him, and then he also, was telling me, oh, it's totally a safe city. I pictured that I actually imagined him, and this whole time I've just been going crazy because, I have been getting progressively ill at the time I've been here. Maybe there's something in the water that makes you hallucinate nice people, and that's how they get you to stay here. Or maybe he was real. But, I always like to, make sure I cover the angle of while I'm hallucinating, because one of these days I will hallucinate, and I'll be like, that's probably just hallucination. So, gotta keep your eye on that. But yeah, the second night now, it's 10 p.m. like I said at the hotel. I'm probably gonna get to sleep about midnight. I usually sleep about 1-ish, closer anyway. So I'm gonna try and get an early-ish night for me. And gonna play some. I think I'll just browse the internet, chill. I need to wake up at 7 because I have a flight at 11, which is pretty good compared to being a Luton at I was a Luton at 5, so it's a lot better than that. But it still means because I have no idea how to get back to the airport, I'm gonna have to wake up at 7, eat breakfast, and then try and go to the bus station and hope they have a bus running because. Apparently the buses are unreliable, and when I went to the bus station before, there was a line of 50 people out the door. So if I get there at 7:30, 7:40, it takes close to an hour to get there. That means I'll probably get there for 9. Running it a bit close, but we'll see about that. The thing about airports is you want to be there 2 hours early. I've got 2 hours to maneuver in here, so worst case scenario, it's 9:30, I rank a taxi. So I'm not too terrified. I'm a little terrified, but yeah, that's that. So yeah, this is the end of the trip. I'll try and do a follow-up vlog probably tomorrow morning or maybe when I get home to answer any questions I missed because I'm sure there's something or other in there. And I'm excited to seeing this from the viewing point because I think I watched back a couple of vlogs where I was like, did I say I'll show something? Because you'll probably notice, if you don't notice, I've been bad, but there's some editing on the earlier shoots because it shows my full name on the screen. I'm going to have to do some edits, and I'm also going to have to watch it. So I'm excited to see. It's going to be a cool way to relive the trip. And if it goes well, we'll do something like this next week. And maybe we'll try something different. I don't know. Anyway, this has been a 4-minute section. I don't know if I even said words, but goodbye. I'm gonna go in for a kiss on the camera. Oh, that's my mouth. Hello. You can't see inside my mouth. Okay, I'm gonna stop. It's weird. Okay, so I thought I'd just add this onto the end of day 2 because I only decided in the shower last night that I was going to split into 2 days. I think it makes more sense that way. Maybe I don't end up splitting it and this makes no sense, but I think this is going to be the end of day 2. I thought I'd just give a round up at the end of the day because I have made it to the airport and I'm going to be making it home. And technically it's day 3, so I realize I'm ruining the day system, but I just thought I'd give a farewell to the country because this is probably the smallest airport I've ever been in, and it's the country's biggest, which is kind of weird to me. Even my local airport, the one I flew from, literally thousands of people in there at any one time, 20 or maybe 15 separate lines to get through. Here there was 2 security queues, and I was in queue behind one person before I went through. And if you've ever been under the impression that you're the only person in the airport, and if you look over here, literally no one. No, but it's a pretty small place, and that's pretty cool. There's 8 flights today total, so there are dozens of people here, literally dozens. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. But I'll just show you a bit more of the airport and we'll go. So yeah, as you can see, just entirely empty terminal. An employee came right up next to me, and I was like, I'm gonna stop awkwardly vlogging. This is the end of day 2. It's a very empty airport today. Maybe it's an empty airport every day. It's hard to really say, and it's kind of echoey. That's how empty it is here. So, thank you all for watching this little travel vlog. I hope you did enjoy it, and I guess I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.